Hello, and thank you for tuning into this episode of Animals and Ames. My name is Ron Edwards. I'm the Animal Control Supervisor here for the Ames Animal Shelter and Animal Control Program. Our first guest with us today is Honey Rose. Honey Rose is a very special kitty. She was a very good mom to 5 kittens. She was actually at my house in foster care and was just a really good mom to her kittens. Took really good care of them. They were just a few days old when they arrived here at the shelter, and Mom took really good care of them for 8 weeks. So now it's time for Honey Rose to find her own home. She has not been spayed yet, although we're scheduling that today as we speak. So she will be spayed before she goes home. Of course, all the animals that are adopted from the Ames Animal Shelter are either spayed or neutered. So because she's a female, we're going to get her spayed and get her ready for her new forever home. She is a sweet cat. Just the way you see her here is kind of the way she was at home. One that just kind of likes to be part of the family, be part of the household. Of course, we're looking and we want to make sure that she does have an indoor-only home. She does have all of her claws, and we want to make sure that she is not declawed. Again, she is a gentle cat. She never uses her nails inappropriately. She loved the scratching cardboard that we had for her. And again, she was just a really good mom with the kittens. Very gentle kitty here. And I think would make a beautiful addition to any home. She's got this beautiful black coat here. When she came into us, she was very thin, and also trying to feed her 5 newborns. So that took a lot out of her, but she's really filling out now, getting some good quality food and a lot of love and attention. So Honey Rose is a very special kitty. And we've said it before that black cats tend to take a little bit longer to get adopted here at the shelter. So we're hoping that Honey Rose will be in her home very soon. She came from my house, so we want to make sure that she gets into her forever home pretty soon and doesn't spend a whole lot of time here at the shelter. But she is a very special kitty, and we hope that you'll consider adopting her and adding her to your family. She's okay with dogs. She was exposed to dogs and cats in my house, and did really well. Didn't seem to be fazed by them at all. So if you have those animals in your house, you might want to consider Honey Rose. Come on down to the shelter. We'd love to introduce you to her. And our next guest today is Damien. Damien may have been on a previous show, but we wanted to highlight our bunnies again. We have 3 bunnies that look almost exactly alike. They're little black bunnies here. They are full grown, although we do believe they are pretty young. They have all 3 have been either spayed or neutered. And the adoption fee for our bunnies is only $10. But we still want to make sure that even though the adoption fee is very nominal, we want to make sure that these guys find an appropriate home that's going to be in an appropriate environment. That includes having them as house bunnies. The House Rabbit Society, which is an easy website to remember, rabbit.org, has lots of information on how to properly care for them, how to create an indoor environment for them that doesn't take up too much space in your house, prevents them from chewing on your electrical cords, and getting into things that they shouldn't, and the appropriate diet to feed them. And we brought on some of their green leaf vegetables here that they really like. You have cilantro and different lettuce types here. That's really important to their digestive system. So you can't just feed them pellets. Pellets are actually a small portion of what they eat every day. Hay is another important part of their diet. And of course, lots of water. They drink a lot more water than people realize. So for that reason, we tend to use the crocks of water rather than the water bottles. That way they can get as much water as they need here at the shelter. We also have them in exercise pens. They're also used as puppy exercise pens. You can find them at local retailers. But it creates an environment for them that they can escape from, where they're going to be safe and have lots of room to run and play. So it's just an appropriate environment for the bunnies, and we'd love to show adopters more about the environment that we'd like to see them go home in. and that is part of our adoption application process. We do a lot of that adoption counseling here with potential adopters. So if you haven't had a bunny before, do some research before you come down. Again, that website is rabbit.org, and it gives a lot of information for first-time bunny owners on kind of what to expect, the vet care that they need, things to watch out for, the appropriate diet for them, the housing requirements, those types of things. So lots of good information there. Again, Damien is one of 3 that we have here at the shelter. They all look almost the exact same, little black bunnies here. Very good little guys. They still need a little bit more handling to where they feel comfortable, but as you can see here, he's just kind of resting on my hand there. A little shy with the camera, maybe he's a little camera shy and camera shock there. But a sweet little bunny. Again, won't get much bigger than he is now. And we do believe that he is a younger bunny, and all have been spayed and neutered. So if you're interested in adding a bunny to your home and being part of your family inside the home with you, come on down to the shelter. You can call the shelter, and we'd love to give you information about these little guys and see if one might work into your family. And our next guest today is Patches. Patches came into us not in the best of shape. You see there's some hair loss here, probably had fleas that were not taken care of. His owner is dealing with some personal challenges and was no longer able to care for them. So Patches here is a Chihuahua, possibly Beagle mix, we're thinking. You can see pretty scared here with the lights and the camera. But Patches here is part of a twosome. We have a 2-for-1 adoption on these 2 guys, and you'll meet the next one here coming up soon. But these are 2 dogs that were surrendered to us, again, because the owner could not provide care for them. You're okay, you're okay. And you can see they're just really scared, and it's not just the cameras here. They've come from a hard situation, but seem to be very sweet dogs. They're very bonded together, so we want to do all that we can to find a home for the 2 dogs together. This one here is Patches. Both dogs are about 5 years old. They came into us and they were not neutered, so we've already scheduled them to be neutered. But they do need to go home together because they are bonded, so they need to be able to comfort each other in the new environment until they get used to their new adopters. But sweet dogs, again, just scared. You can see just shaking here. Patches is really scared. Actually, he's looking down there trying to find Patches, or I'm sorry, Pepe. So it's Pepe and Patches. This one is Patches. Again, about 5 years old, and we're thinking that Patches here is probably a Chihuahua, maybe Beagle mix. But again, a sweet dog. We're getting the skin under care, making sure that there's no fleas, and that we want to make sure that this dog has all the love, care, and most importantly, the vet care that it needs for the rest of its life. So 5 years old is a very young age for a small breed like this. They can hopefully live until they're 15 or 20 years old. So it's a long time commitment that we're looking for Patches and Pepe, who you'll meet next. So if you're interested in meeting these 2 here at the shelter, come on down. We'd love to introduce them to you. They're such small dogs, you won't even notice that there's 2 of them. And the second part of Patches and Pepe is Pepe. This is Pepe. Again, Pepe is a Chihuahua mix, we believe. Could be purebred. There's so many versions of Chihuahuas out there nowadays. You can see she's on the floor here watching Patches, or looking at Patches on the floor. But Pepe is also 5 years old, from what we understand. A very sweet dog. And again, very bonded with her friend there, Patches. They're not siblings, but they've lived together for many years, so it's important that we find a home for them together. You can just see them looking for each other when they're not next to each other. When you walk one, the other one's right by the side of the other one. So here we have Pepe. Pepe, hello Pepe. Pepe is a Chihuahua. Again, he was not neutered before he came in, so we want to make sure that Pepe gets neutered before he goes home. And again, Pepe and Patches, we're talking to each other, need to be adopted to the same home. As you can see there on the camera, they are bonded with each other and really do need to find that home together where they're going to be loved, shown kindness, given the appropriate vet care that they need. Yes. And just taken care of for the rest of their lives. Again, they're just 5 years old, and for a small breed like this, they could have, another 15 years of life. So we want to make sure that that 15 years for them is the best that it can be, and that they get to stay together in their new environment. And that's our show for today. And remember, that's just a sampling of the animals that we have here at the shelter that are available for adoption. Those actually are the 2 dogs that we have available for adoption. And we have another one that came in pretty bad shape yesterday that we're going to have to make sure, again, gets appropriate vet care before we're able to adopt that one out. So if you'd like to learn more about that dog or any of the dogs or other animals that we have here at the shelter, you can give us a call. Our staff are more than happy to talk to you about them. You can also look at our website, which is amesanimalshelter.org, or come on down to the shelter. There's nothing like seeing them in person here at the shelter. So if you're interested in adopting a family pet, come on down. We'd love to introduce you to the wonderful animals that we have here at the shelter. Thanks for watching.